What are you doing? Are you telling me there aren't 9 other women that are much more worthy of being on the front page of Glamour?
So take a look at this. J.K. Rowling posted this, and here is Glamour UK, the dolls. So these are all trans people, right? And Glamour UK doesn't seem to have gotten the memo that we're not doing this anymore. This is over now, right? That doesn't work anymore. The virtue signaling is now more of a problem for you than a benefit, than an asset. Let's just say. J.K. Rowling says, I grew up in an era when mainstream women's magazines told girls they needed to be thinner and prettier. Now mainstream women's magazines tell girls that men are better women than they are. Yeah, but I mean, this is on its way out. And no, somebody forgot to tell Glamour UK about that. Not really. It's over. Zuby says the trans movement is easily the most misogynistic movement in modern history, especially because of its scale and mainstream acceptance. Well, it's things like birthing people. For all the women out there, right? For all the women out there, how does that make you feel when you hear birthing person? Do you feel dehumanized a little bit? Because it seems a bit dehumanizing, doesn't it? Birthing person? That sounds like something out of The Handmaid's Tale. Is that the point, to make it dehumanizing? To disconnect you from yourself, from your own body? Is that, it seems like that may be the purpose of it. Birthing person. This is like, I mean, if you're worried about the patriarchy, that seems like the most patriarchically dystopian thing you could imagine. Being reduced to a birthing person? I, too, was once a man trapped in a woman's body. Then I was born. You can't argue with Chuck. Let's see. All right. Now, biology rules, okay. There are 5 billion women in the world, yet none made it onto the cover of Glamour's Women of the Year issue. Not one. Isn't that strange? Let's take a look here.
We're about 2 weeks away from me.
This is at GB News in the UK.
We're about 2 weeks away from me winning Woman of the Year. So this whole thing is getting to... Niall makes a point about the end of civilization. Reem's right, it won't end civilization. And I don't believe that even Niall believes that the end of civilization is nigh. But civilization is built on a couple of basic truths. And one's that boys have willies and girls don't. And we are all grown-ups now, and we're still having this debate. It's such a shame, because there is such an opportunity for a magazine like Glamour to showcase women. This seems incredibly misogynistic. Take woke out of the equation. What are you doing? Are you telling me there aren't 9 other women that are much more worthy of being on the front page of Glamour? Of course there is. This is appalling, really. It's misogynistic. Of course it is. It's lying. And who is it pandering to? 0.03% of the population. The rest of us don't care. They need to just get on with their kinks on their own, I think.
Yeah. Now, there are two things that both of them can't be true. So it cannot be true that gender is a social construct, and for it to also be true that, like, a 10-year-old who watched the TikTok video and says they're born in the wrong body is definitely born in the wrong body. Like, those two things are incompatible. They can't both be true, right? And it doesn't take very long to see the mortal incoherence of this ideology, right? I mean, just saying that, right? Everybody should just say, okay, the whole thing is nuts. We need to throw it all out the window and reassess the situation, my friends. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.